as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Jey Uso's shocking confession, when is Rusev returning to WWE, Mandy Rose blasts WWE, John Cena kid breaks silence after John Cena blasted him on television, RVD criticizes AEW, Ricochet and Samantha Irvin get married, and much more. Now, first story looks at Jey Uso's shocking confession. At top of today's news is a shocking confession from Jey Uso about his ring work and how he knows many wrestlers are better in the ring than him. Main event Jey has been under fire lately over WWE's decision to have him win this year's Royal Rumble and challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. But Jey discussed this on the latest Raw Recap podcast, saying, "They're gonna pick me apart right now, Uso, because I'm in this position. He can't do this. He got 3 moves. If we really want to be honest, there's a whole bunch of dope wrestlers way better than me, but they're not at the top." But while Jey admitted there are better workers, he seemed to justify his spot as Gunther's #1 contender. "They got 20 moves, and y'all can all do that, but they're not in my position. It's a different game up here. But y'all watch me learn, y'all watch my best work, my best craft, the whole way. Y'all still see it now? You'll see glimpses of it now when I cut the promos. That's all me, Uso. That is 100% no scripted. Tell me, talk about WrestleMania. I'm going to talk about WrestleMania." While Jey's in-ring skills aren't as broad as Chad Gable's or Sami Zayn, his charisma, microphone skills, and the ability to connect with the WWE Universe are undeniable. And Jey isn't the first wrestler to get a major push because of this, and he won't be the very last. Whether these skills can translate to a long run in the main event remains to be seen, but it's refreshing to watch WWE take a chance on elevating someone to the top. Next up, when is Rusev returning to WWE? Now, is former WWE superstar Rusev returning to WWE now that AEW released him from his contract? Rusev, who debuted in AEW in 2020 as Miro, is available to work anywhere. However, WrestleVotes recently revealed on its Backstage Pass podcast that I'd expect Miro before the end of the year. I know there's interest there. I don't know if he's ready to sign right now, maybe more of a summer or fall type of thing. Well, it seems that WrestleVotes is taking a bit of a Dave Meltzer approach to this one. And yes, he could be in the fall, summer, or the winter. It's one of those though. Rusev isn't the only former WWE superstar expected back, as Malachi Black is also a free agent following his AEW exit. What do you think is next for both superstars though? Would you like to see CJ Perry return as Lana to accompany Rusev on his return? Next up, Mandy Rose blasts WWE. A former NXT Women's Champion, Mandy Rose, is making it known that she won't ignore what she sees as a pathetic slight from WWE. Wrestling's Golden Goddess has responded to the following tweet from one of her fans after WWE promoted NXT North American Women's Champion and NXT Women's Champion as the first female double champion in NXT. "I like what WWE tries to pretend that their own history doesn't exist, or that we're all stupid or something. Mandy Rose was the first women's double champion. Don't let them fool you. And that's no knock at Steph, she's great. She's just not the first." And Mandy replied saying, "Yeah, it's pretty pathetic, isn't it? Thanks for the recognition though. Appreciate you." Now, you may recall Mandy won the NXT UK Women's Championship when she was NXT Women's Champion back in 2022 in a title unification match. And it seems that Mandy Rose has her facts mixed up. The post even got a community note on it. The UK title Mandy won in a title unification match was discontinued immediately and combined with the NXT Women's title, which means she was not a double champion. Stephanie Baker won the NXT and North American titles separate and defends both, making her double champion. Next up, the John Cena kid breaks silence after John Cena blasts him on television. Now it's time for a look at what a young Belgian wrestling fan had to say after John Cena put him on blast during the 17th March Raw. Sports Illustrated summarized Cena's comments on Raw, as well as how he singled out a young fan in the audience. During the promo, Cena asked the fans, "What have you ever done to support me?" before being cut off by a young fan screaming, "I love you." Cena then singles out the boy, pointing out and saying everybody, including that one kid right there, is a toxic, dysfunctional relationship. The WWE played up on the segment, tweeting the video, including the young fan's apparently devastated reaction, along with this message. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. Now, the young kid who Cena called out recently addressed Cena via TikTok, and here's what he had to say. "Since I was 4 years old, I've been a fan of John Cena. He's been my hero for 10 years now, and he's my favorite superstar. I paid to see him. When he pointed at me, it was a source of pride for me that he had pointed the finger at me because I didn't know he was going to talk down to me. I understood he said toxic and dysfunctional, but it's in his character as a heel, so I understand. For me, John Cena is still my hero. While cynics might question how WWE had the camera ready to show the young fan when he shouted "I love you" to Cena, the segment was a great way to build Cena's new character, and the young kid gets it. Cena is a heel, and John Cena isn't holding back on his criticism of WWE fans, but this young fan's reaction suggests it's going to take much more for some fans to abandon John Cena forever. Next up, RVD criticizes AEW over recent sixth spot. Rob Van Dam has worked hardcore matches, but even he's taken aback by the recent match between Cope and Jon Moxley, where Moxley landed on a spiked bat with a spike sticking into Mox and creating a sickening sight. The whole effing show discussed the spot during his podcast, saying, "That's not wrestling to me. Obviously, it's sacrificing a lot for the business." I mean, that could be said about it, but the more AEW has been doing stuff like that, the more personally I feel I would rather be associated with WWE than AEW. A couple of years ago, it was like, man, they're growing, they're trying things to get up there, and then there's a feel that the inmates are running the prison. Now, RVD isn't alone in his assessment of AEW and its decline, and some fans and pundits believe that Jon Moxley's world title reign has been a big bust, along with his efforts to adopt a more hardcore style to the promotion. Do you guys agree with RVD? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, the Hardys want to face the Dudleys. But could the WWE Universe see the promotion revisit the classic feud of the Hardys and the Dudleys? Matt and Jeff Hardy recently discussed this during an appearance on the Battleground podcast. Please, I think we're ready. Are you ready? Myself and Jeff, we're 100% ready. We're up every morning, we're doing our ice baths, our cold plunges, we're busting our ass, we're working out, we're trying to stay in tip-top shape to be middle-aged men. We are ready. The Hardys recently wrestled NXT Tag Team Champions Faction, showing that they can still go in the ring even against one of wrestling's hottest acts. As for their former rivals, the Hardys added, "We would love to face the middle-aged Dudleys. So long as Bully and Devon, they're ready to rock and roll. We're ready at the drop of a dime. We'll put the TNA titles up. Hell, we'll maybe even be the NXT champions. We'll put the NXT titles up. Who knows? Why don't they bring their old-school ECW titles? I'm sure they've got some replicas. Put those on the line." Our Hardys vs Dudleys tag team match is a type of nostalgia-fueled fight that seems ideal for WWE Saudi Arabia shows. Would you guys like to see the two teams battle again, or should they let things rest? Whatever the case, Matt and Jeff Hardy are still going strong in TNA wrestling as the promotion's World Tag Team Champions, but their recent appearance in NXT suggests that they're more than ready to work in WWE as well. Do you think these words could lead to Matt and Jeff rekindling their legendary feud with the Dudleys? Next up, Ricochet and Samantha Irvin get married. Congratulations to current AEW star Ricochet and former WWE ring announcer Samantha Irvin on their recent marriage. AEW incorporated Ricochet's wedding into last night's Dynamite, with Ricochet appearing via satellite to cut a promo on Kenny Omega and Mike Bailey. Ricochet was dressed in his wedding gear and told everyone he couldn't be there as he was tying the knot to his longtime sweetheart. However, Fightful Select pointed out that the wedding actually took place last weekend. Whatever the case, we send our best to Ricochet and Samantha as they begin this new chapter in their lives. Next up, a former WWE star heading to AEW. The good recently released WWE star Cedric Alexander end up at AEW, especially now that his former Hurt Business teammates Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP are working there as the Hurt Syndicate. Cedric Alexander chatted with Chris Van Fleet recently about his release, and while he's currently waiting for his 90-day non-compete clause to end, Alexander did discuss a Hurt Business reunion and how he'd like it to happen. 100%. That's a big chapter of my career that I really felt was never fully explored, and I don't think it would be great to finish that out. Cedric told Van Fleet about his initial reaction when he received the phone call he'd been cut and the wrestler who helped him process everything. So immediately I thought to myself when I was released, I was like, okay, that's a job. Wrestling is my career. I might be out of a job, but I still have a career. All thanks to Mustafa Ali. He's one of the guys that called me within the hour of me being released and was immediately like, hey dude, it's all good. Just being super positive, as you know Ali is. But yeah man, it sucks because it's a dream job. It's one of those jobs that I'm a kid and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna wrestle for WWE. Then when it ends, it just ends. You just move on. What do you guys think is next for Alexander? Would you guys like to see him in AEW reuniting with the Hurt Syndicate? And finally, former WWE talents backstage at Dynamite. And last but not least, two former WWE talents were spotted at last night's Dynamite. DW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting that Josh Matthews, who announced for both TNA and WWE, was backstage. Johnson noted Josh's wife, Madison Rain, works in AEW as a producer and coach, but it's unclear whether he was visiting her or he was there looking for work following his TNA release. Surprisingly, Johnson also reports that former ECW, WCW, and WWE superstar Perry Saturn was also visiting wrestlers.